Hello everybody, how you doing out there? Welcome to this virtual road trip live stream. A little special live stream today. In the last stream, a few days ago, I decided to load up the other favorite game of mine. Just to change things up a little bit. Really has nothing to do with the theme of the channel, but the videos seem to be pretty popular, decently. People were interested in it, so I wanted to show off my park in Planet Coaster that I've been working on for quite a long time, a few years now. Super fun town. As you can see, there are 23,000 guests in here, so it's a huge park. And we're just gonna walk around, basically. Unfortunately, because the park is so big and there's so much stuff in it, it will not run very well when it's not paused. Which means I can't really like ride the coasters, which does kind of suck. I can upload the coasters to the workshop and then plop them into an empty park, and that will work fine. But of course, all the scenery and everything and the rest of the park won't be there. Anyway, this is a very big park. There's signs everywhere. This is it during daytime. I always thought it looked better at night because I put a lot of lighting in. I prefer to go through it at night, but we're going to start here in the daytime. We'll go through... There's some sections which have to be done at night, because otherwise they don't look that very good during the day. But we can go through this area. I believe... And we can also go underground, too. I believe, I'm going to head towards Spookyville. Here's a nice view. I got a nice little lake here that I made. I have to, I gotta do more landscaping on these islands, and I have to add more foliage to the shore. I started doing that in other areas of the park to make it look more realistic. Here's a cabin. Guests can rent these cabins if they don't want to stay at one of the hotels. This one's kind of I don't know. I try to mix these buildings up, not make them all just cubes and squares. This one's kind of interesting. It's got a nice outdoor area, and of course a dock. You can take a boat out on this little lake. So that's pretty cool. Alright, let's continue down. Here's a ride here. This is the octopus ride with the sign back there. Or two of them. This is xylem floam. If you were a biologist, you might know what that means. Or a horticulturist. Alright, we're entering Spookyville. Is not very spooky during the day. I think I showed Spookyville briefly last. We'll come back here at night. Just gotta go through here. I want to get to the back of the park. I want to get to the mountains. Okay, a little plaza here. Here's Disasterland. We're just gonna hop through real quick. Alright, now we're towards the back of the park. Alright, I never got to show off Mystic Caves, or Mystic Caverns. Loopin' Louie. That's a cool ride. see. It's very crowded. Very crowded. There's Sky High. That's the chairlift that takes you up to the top of the mountain. All the way up there. You can get some gulpy soda. Here we go. Magic Caverns. This is... So, you know, we've seen all this above ground stuff. Let me show you this real quick. I have this, there's this... I went too far. Hold on. Alright. There's a steamship over here, right near the bridge. I haven't come up with a good name for the bridge. If anyone has an idea, let me know. It's just called the bridge. And it's a bridge. It's right here. It goes across the lake. And past the SS Superfund. Ooh, with authentic smoke coming out of the stacks. Cool. Alright. Now we're gonna head underground. Let's see. There's another flat ride right here. This one's not very popular for some reason. Oh, again. I can't believe I forgot all these. They're not wearing the proper uniform. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this... Oh, and neither is the operator. I don't know what the heck happened there. Well, this one has that 13,800 people on it. But I never see anyone in line. There's nobody on it right now. Guess it's not thrilling enough. There we go. Here we go. I just gotta fix this for this lady in the booth here. These employees never get a break. They're always on the job. Alright. Yeah, I gotta keep putting up more signs. This park's so big, you need signs to, you know where everything is. Point you in the right direction. That's the Magic Carpet Ride. And here's Magic Caverns, which is, of course, a huge cave under the giant mountain. So let's go check it out. Pretty popular. A lot of people heading down here. It's always nighttime in here. So this is Magic Caverns. Ooh, you know what? I think it'll look better. Let me switch it to night. There we go. Looks better. This is Magic Caverns. It's obviously one giant cavern, kind of like an underground, or not really under mountain section, hollowed out mountain. I have in here a bunch of flat rides that these same flat rides exist elsewhere in the park, most likely in the front where most of the flat rides are, but I figured since this is in the back of the park I can reuse them. And actually there's people in line for these, at least for that one. Twisty Vortex. This is the other one. The other ride like this is called the Ring of Doom. This one is the Circle of Death. And there's a roller coaster in here called Night Ranger, because it's always nighttime in here. Night Ranger. It's in this building here, so you enter through here. The queue, pretty long, popular ride. Here's the station. You go this way. Alright, immediately you go up. Going up, up to the very... Up, there's... Yeah. Wow, ride's full. Cool. to the very top, almost to the ceiling. Alright, you get up here. Woo, and then... Whoa, and then down you go. And it basically just goes all around. So, alright, so that's Night Ranger. That's like the roller coaster in here. That's like the main attraction in here. But if you come back here, there's a couple more rides. The Whirly Gig. And then there's a hotel back here, the Rock City Resort. Appropriate name since it's built into the rock itself. Let's rock. So that's a hotel, and there's a couple stores. There's whatever this is, Living. I don't even know what this kind of food this is. I guess it's French. Yeah. It's had 100. These are pretty new. I built all this pretty recently, so they might not have a ton of customers. Hip shots are usually pretty popular. Oh, 197. Okay. Everything's very cheap too. And then over here we have the entrance to the subway and the subway station in this area, which is called the Highway to Hell. That's the name of that ride. Come down. This station's pretty shallow. It's not really that far underground. This is the Mystic Cave, or Mystic Cavern, Mystic Cave, same thing. So this ride is very popular. People like to use it to get to other parts. In fact, looks like there's people waiting outside of the queue. Anyway, we'll keep looking up here though. I got this cool little statue here behind the bathrooms and first aid. Does anyone use this first aid station? No one has. It's open. No one has ever used it. It's not that old, but the bathrooms are always popular, of course. I guess people never get hurt in this park. Anyway, I got my jeweled clam statue underneath the gazebo. Just a cool little attraction. I just put that there to fill in some empty space. I don't like having empty space, you know. And you come over here, and there's this, I don't know, this little archway thing that I made. I don't know why. It's all lit up signs, so it's all lit up. I guess it's pretty cool looking. It does kind of tell you where to go, like, go this way, and then if you look at it this way, it says, you know, Rainbow Road's that way, and Night Ranger's right there. And then, of course, this is, I think, is the coolest thing in here, the maze, which, as you can imagine, is a maze. Hey, John Deere, how you doing? Now, of course, a maze is not something that's really built in the game. You just got to make it yourself with walls. So that's what I did. It's a pretty good maze. Let's see if I actually forgot how to get through it, so let's see if I can get through it. I don't think I should go this way. Well, maybe. Let's see. No, I don't have a good feeling about this way. Oh, wow. Where's this go? Dead end. Oh, hi, hey, Nicole, how you doing? Yes, I thought it's French, like a French bistro. Yeah, we're trying something different in this stream. I don't know. I was playing this game and I was like, yeah, you know what? I can show off this park. I've been working on it long enough. It might be entertaining. I'm doing all right, you know. Saturday night, I got tomorrow off, so this is what a cool guy like me does on a Saturday night. At my age. But hey, I enjoy it. Yes, that's another dead end. Yep, okay. Yeah, I actually forgot how to get through this. I think you have to be over on this far edge. So let me go through here. But do you go this way? No, that's a dead end. This way? And then around. Okay, I think you gotta go around this way. Hello there. Through here? Nope. Radioactive dead end. Let's try this. This is kind of tough, actually. No, I don't think. Nope, another dead end. Dang. I didn't remember I made it this hard. That's probably not. It's probably this way. Over here. Well. Oh, I don't have a good feeling about this one. Dang it. I think I gotta get back over the other side. If I recall, maybe this way? No, that's a dead end. Is it? Okay, maybe it's this way. No, didn't I already go down there? Okay, I'm getting absolutely posed by this. Alright, maybe... Okay, here we go. This has to be it. Alright, no, I'm going... No, that's an... Ugh, this is hard. I know... Oh, thank you, thank you. I know this is doable. I mean, I made it after all. Alright, let's go back out here. That's not it. Okay, let's try this way. Okay, yeah, because this is it's like an employee break area. I built into the maze. I don't think it's this way. No. I think it's... I think we're toward the end here. I don't think it's this way, but let me check. Nope. U-turn. And I don't think it's this way. Is it? No, because it comes out in the front. No, that's not it. So, okay. There's only one way left it can be. And it's, I know, I did get lost in my own maze, because I totally forgot how it went. It's a good maze. It's got to be this way. Oh, wait. Let's see. Yes! Yay! We made it. Okay, cool. Alright, and that's pretty much this underground section. Got some cool little, statues and monuments here. Fountain. Captain Hook, or whatever. Alright. Now, if you come over here, this is Polaris Path, which is an underground passageway. You go up these stairs. So, go past some screens. Some of this stuff, some of these sections in here are still unfinished. Let's see, we got a coffee place here, a couple, couple concession stands, hot dog squad, Mexican food, smoothies and sweets, and a bathroom and an employee lounge. Okay, so we come here. This goes down to the subway, the highway to hell, as I call it. I don't know, I might rename it, but that's what I call it for now. Alright, this part's kind of unfinished. It'll just be more hallway. I think I can build out this way a little bit. It's hard to know exactly where you are in the park when you're underground like this, though. It could be near the very back of the park, which I wouldn't be able to build beyond that. Alright, let's go through here. This is the other end of Polaris Path. And then this is the Karst Cave. This is another section of the underground area. This is the old Cat-Hole, which is a ride that goes... Well, it goes that way, but if we go down here, the most recent thing I did in this park was I started building something down here. This is even further down. I made this kind of control area that's been flooded because it's, you know, really low and in the cave. But you can see it's like a control room kind of. It's been with Chief Beef there. I thought that was kind of cool. I'm gonna add more to that. I literally just made that like 2 days ago. So if we come over here, got the lazy river, which is a lazy river ride. It goes that direction, but we'll go the opposite direction. This is the crystal cave. Got all these crystalline structures in here. Very colorful. Uh-oh. I got lost again. Anyway, yeah. And then you go around this turn, and that, I think, heads back out above ground. Yeah, out there. Out to Freeland, which is the free part of the park. Everything in that part of the park is free. I'll show you that shortly. Freeland can only be accessed via other transport rides. There's no direct path access. So it's a totally different section of the park. Kind of nestled in its own little valley. But we'll get to that in a little bit here. But for now, yeah, so take the Lazy River ride, which does have an outdoor component to it too. And you stop in here. And now over here, so you got some eateries and whatnot over there. And over here you get a little bit of an entertainment show. We got the Ghostbusters here. Their proton packs going after Slimer and his friend, along with Gozer and Zool and Vince Clortho. And the what's the Octo 8? What's it called? Ecto 1. Sorry, I should have known that. I've watched Ghostbusters like 100 times. Can't believe I forgot that. The Ecto 1, yes. Oh, it froze for a second. Okay, there we go. Then we go past this little random thing. And then we go to another movie I've seen probably over 100 times, Back to the Future. There's the DeLorean. It's got there's the flux capacitor right there. It even says caution on it, like in the movie. Does it have the proper dates? Yep, there it is. October 21st, 2015. So, wow, it's been so long that even the future they went to in that movie is 10 years, over 10 years in the past. Jeez, I'm old. Alright, anyway. No, okay, we'll head out. Back to the surface level. So you come through this hallway. Down here. I mean, literally everything in this park has been custom built by myself, so this is taking a lot of work. Like all these walls and stuff all have to be made manually, piece by piece. All these rocks have to be placed. Now we're back, and I changed it to nighttime, so it's nighttime now. I think this entrance looks really cool with the ivy and everything. See, all this stuff is placed individually, so it's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love. Alright, we'll head over to a pretty spot here. We'll head to the Imperial Gardens, which is just a little garden area at the end that fills some empty space. Nice little roundabout path. Oh, there's some people enjoying the sights. It's hard to get guests to walk back here because there's nothing for them really back here. I did put a few, what do you call them? Like landmark markers where guests will walk towards those sometimes, like this right here. This is what do they call it? A entertainment point. The Lakeview Entertainment Point. and you get a view of the lake. And oh, I gotta go back to daytime for a second to show you this waterfall I made. This is cool. So this roller coaster is called Cave Runner because it goes through a bunch of caves. There's one of the control rooms kind of built into the side of the mountain. But yeah, this it looks better from the top. But yeah, this is it also looks better when it's actually. Let me see if it'll play. Hold on. It might. Don't freeze on me. Oh, there it goes. Man, it's really slow. When you got 23,000 people in the park, that's a lot for the GPS to, or not the GPS, the GPU to do. Plus running the streaming software. Okay. Alright, we'll just have to look at it paused. But, so we're going up to the very summit of the big mountain, which I haven't named. There's a lot of stuff in here I still have to name. This tower here is the highest point in the entire park. Although that vertical ride down there is pretty high up too. And of course the Super Hotel is very large. But yeah, this is the highest point in the park. Right here. You can see everything from up here. Alright, but I wanted to show you, so let's go, I think last stream I showed off this area. I think it was at night. So this is the top of, this is the summit area. Not the actual summit, it's up there, but and you take the chairlift up here, you get out, you're very high up. Why is this person not... Okay, this person's supposed to be in black, not wearing the proper uniform as usual. Oh, I don't know if I could even change that person's uniform. Oh, I guess I can't. Never mind. Well, this person's got the right uniform on. And the rest of everyone up here wears white. But anyway, come up here. This is the highest part of the park that guests can access. See the elevation? Pretty high up. Come down here. And you got, there's two rides up here. There's Rapid Waters, which is a zoom, or a flume ride. Not a flume ride. Like a lazy river type ride. You know, windy river type thing. Not super popular, but... Oh, you like the water? Oh, here, let me show you this. So, and in here we got Cave Runner, which is one of my favorite roller coasters. I gotta spruce things up in this cave a little bit more. I did make this sign recently. That helps make it a little bit more professional looking. But yeah, I gotta have more detail in here. But anyway, you come in here, right? You get on the car. Come out very slowly through the entrance. Very slowly, it pushes you along the rollers there, and then you come out here, and whoa! Suddenly, you're pretty high up, and you start going down a little slowly at first, not that steep, and then whoa! And yeah, with the waterfall right next to you, it's pretty crazy. And then down, woo! the G-forces here are insane, and it flattens out a little bit, and then you got an even bigger drop right here. And right by this time, you're chugging along. This is fast right here. Then you go down, and before you know it, you're heading back up. I guess I could put some twisty parts in there, you know, like that corkscrew. But I just made it flat. I figured the corkscrew might be a little too much, especially at the speed you're going here. And you come around. Now it is called Cave Runner after all. So of course they're going very fast through here. So it is called Cave Runner, so we have to go into the cave. And I decided, instead of just making it dark or lit with lights, let's make it colorful. And basically this is just one giant loop in here. But because it's dark and with colors and stuff, it's pretty trippy. And this area is lit up a little bit more because it's close to the edge of the rock. The deeper you get into the mountain, the darker it gets during the daytime. At night, obviously, that's not a factor. Let me start going back down. I'm in this cave for quite a while. Of course, in the actual coaster, you're going much faster. And with a much more... When this game is running well, it looks amazing. Like when if you have like a small park, or with, you know, with only a few guests. But when you got a park this size with this many people in it, and all the special effects and just objects in general, I don't know, maybe if I get like if I upgrade my GPU, maybe it'll run better. And you come in, here's another waterfall. A little lake. There's some cowboys camping there. Randomly. Now this is the very back of the park. Behind the mountain. Coming through here, then you're going to go under the go-kart track. This is the other go-kart track. I haven't shown this one yet, but I will. Coming around, through, basically, they're all twisting together here. At this point, you start to slow down a little bit, especially once you go up this little incline. But you're still going a decent speed. There's another roller coaster we'll show. That's K2 over there. I'll show that in a bit. Then you come in here, and there's a little castle building up there I made. I don't know. That one's kind of random. I don't know why I put that there, but it looks cool. And then come through one more cave, which I also have to spruce this one up a little bit. It's a little low on... There's so much detail. That's obviously the most work. It's just putting in all the little details. Especially when it's underground, it's really hard to do. So that's the third cave. Much shorter. Come out the other side, and that's basically the end, except for, of course, you gotta go back up. So unlike a normal roller coaster where you go up the incline first, on this one, you go up at last, because you're already elevated at the start. So you come up, brings you all the way back up to the top of the mountain. And then back into the first cave. And that's Cave Runner. That's a pretty cool roller coaster. I like that one. Alright, I think we're going to switch back to nighttime. So let's do that. And we're going to check out... I don't know, let me think. Let me switch it to night first. Let's see. So yeah, we'll head back down. We can go into Spookyville now because it's nighttime. So let's go back down here. Back down where the bridge meets the back path here. Here's this random little witch's house here I made. I don't know. It's not. I didn't make this. This building is a pre-built thing, witch house. But I did put all the detail around it. I don't know. It's kind of random, but I think it looks good from back here. Except for some reason the detail is not. Hold on a second. It takes a second sometimes. You could tell that the what do you call it, the whatever, the sharpness. Yeah, see, look. That's what it should look with all the little details in it. Just takes a minute to load that. Even in pause mode. All right, we're gonna go back over here. Very crowded, very crowded. People are crammed in this, but it's as big as it is. These people gotta pee. They're holding their crotches. And literally, there's literally a bathroom right over there. So I guess that's where they're headed. Actually, in this game, you can look and see where they're headed. Let's see. This is Abe Carlos, and he's not heading to the bathroom. He's heading to. Oh, that's right. I wanted to show Freeland. All right, let's go do that first. Okay, so Freeland. When I first started this park, I was playing it as a challenge, which means that you have to run a budget and watch your expenses. You have to make sure you're making money, and it works for a small park. But once the park starts to really grow, it's too much micromanaging to deal with. Unless you're really, really into micromanaging. You gotta adjust every price for every building and every ride. It's just, for me, I'd rather just build. So eventually I changed it to sandbox mode and reduced the prices of everything, or made a lot of rides free. But originally, Freeland was the only part of the park where everything was free, except for concessions. That still costs money, but. So, here we gotta go over here. Past Mount Doom. No, I don't want to call it Mount Doom. Well, maybe. Or we call it Skull Mountain. That's a pretty big ride there. Very big flat ride. All right. Oh wait, before we go to Freeland, I didn't get a chance to show this coaster last time either. This is Deep Blue. I like one of my favorite coasters. It's a blue themed, obviously, and has some water elements to it. So you come up here. There's the queue. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, actually, good turnout for this ride. I mean, the roller coasters are always the most popular rides. All right, so you get on. Now this is one of the several coasters that I have actually redone since they were first built to make them better. So this is the newest version of this one. Come up in the moonlight. Right by Wild West World, and then you come down. Woo! And unfortunately, because this game is so slow, I can't show you this, but when I have a trigger here, so that when the car comes down the track here, all these fountains go off. So as you're going through here, the fountains are going off next to you. That adds a lot of water element to it, right? So you come there after the cool little water works. Come up. Oh, I can't flip over. I can't invert. But anyway, there's an inverted part there, and it flips back around, and now you're back right side up. Come over here. Up here. Now, and before I redid this coaster, this coaster used to just come around and loop around here to this side, like right here, and then so when I redid it, I changed some parts of the front, and then I added this section back here with another lake. This one doesn't have any water work. Well, it does actually. It has a few mountains in it. But it's more of a scenic thing. So you come back here. Come around. And just basically a giant loop. You know, and then the last part of the ride comes back on the other side. Got some little hills here. Up. And then back down. And we'll get to the last part here. Even in pause mode, it's running really slow. This is how big this park is. Just ignore this beaming like in the track, as this would probably rip some people's arm off. We're just gonna pretend that's not there, for liability reasons. And come around the front of the front of the coaster. You have this one last little flip, little corkscrew, right? And then you make. Now you're not going terribly fast at this point, but still somewhat fast. So this is a very sharp turn. You get a really strong G-force, and then these are brakes, and then you slow down pretty quick. So the end of this coaster, and then this is a very sharp turn, but by now you're going pretty slow, so it's okay. And then back to the station. And that's Deep Blue. Alright, now, as you can see that train there that we're about to go under. We're going to come over here. And there's this little offshoot section. And this is the Freeland Express. Formerly known as Choo Choo Charlie. And there's also some concessions there. And this is very popular. A lot of people want to go into Freeland, so this is the Freeland Express station. So you come in here. Hold on, this person's got to change their uniform. Oh, come on. Ugh. Even in pause mode, this thing is so slow. You gotta wait until the menu pops up fully. Otherwise, it won't register your click. It's annoying when it's working so slowly. When it's working well, it doesn't matter. You won't notice it, but anyway. So you're coming through here, and it's just it's a train ride. You can see the train. I'll show you. It's basically just a old-fashioned steam train ride. But you come in here, you get in the train, and then you'll be transported into another realm. Come out here, enter the tunnel, and come through here. And after a slight turn, you exit and you're in Freeland. It says, "Welcome to Freeland." Here's another train, chock full of people. And you make a big loop around the Chinese temple. Choo 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 choo. Another sign just to remind you. And then this is the other station. This is where you get off. You exit here and you're in Freeland. I gotta put a sign here that says welcome. And Freeland is, pretty small. I'll zoom out and show you how it's separate from the rest of the park. So you can see this area here. It's kind of dark, so you can't really see, but there's a little ridge here that's covered with trees, and that ridge creates a natural barrier between this area and the rest of the park. So if you head down this, well, let's go over here first. So hold on. So there's some concession stands right here. This is Swiss Miss, which is a gondola ride, which goes to the top of the other mountain, so not quite as tall mountain, where, excuse me, there's only one ride up there, Lumberjack Creek, which is a log flume ride. Excuse me. Drink. I'll show you that in a little bit, but first I'm going to go over here. You go up on this section. There's 2 flat rides out here. Hold on, it's frozen for a second. Oh, come on, there we go. 2 flat rides out here. There's the Power Tower and Hurricane Jane. And these rides, there's no one waiting for them right now, but these rides are somewhat popular, I think. Yeah, that's almost got 20,000 total guests. And then Freeland has its own park entrance and exit. If you come down here, this trail here, go under the tracks, out to the edge of the park, and guests can enter and exit through here if they want. They don't always, but so that's pretty cool. So let's go back up here. And we'll go to the other part of Freeland, which is the carnival part. And there's all these. Now, guests cannot actually play these carnival games because there's no metric, there's no mechanic for them to. This is all just scenery. I did not make. I made a few of these, but I did not make this one. This one I downloaded off the workshop. And as you can see, it's all this. All of this all these parts are things that you can get individually in the game. It's pretty good how they did it. They used buckets for the hoops and everything. This one I also didn't make. I wish I could lay claim to it. And then there's more. There's more back here as well. More carnival games. Yeah, I didn't make this one either, unfortunately. That one's really cool. Whoever didn't make these put a lot of effort into them. I did make a few of them myself. The less impressive ones. And if we come all the way down here, the last thing within Freeland is there's another flat ride over here, which is the Chinese temple, which used to be pretty popular, but nobody uses it anymore. It's just a ride. It just goes up really high and spins, and you can just stand on the edge here, and you get a pretty nice view. It goes high up enough where you can see over the ridge and see the rest of the park when this thing raises up all the way. So it gives you a cool view. And then lastly, there's another subway station down here to go underground. It's the Freeland station right here. And that's Freeland. So let's go. Alright, I got an idea. I'm going to go. This is backwards. I'm going kind of in reverse right now, but we're going to go to. I know it's dark. There's so much work to do on this. All these long tunnels all have to be. All have to be detailed with walls and everything. That's going to take days to do. All together. I have not even begun to be. I built all the stations, which I'm very pleased with. Although there's still some more work to do on a lot of them, but this is the Polaris Path station. Alright, we're gonna go. This hallway here will take you back to that. Here, I'll show you real quick. It's pretty easy to make hallways like this underground. You let the you let the path mechanic actually clear the rock out of the way. It makes a nice wide space, and then you just add the walls to the edge and the roof and the top and the bottom. The hardest part is when you have to make an angled point, but anyway, and as you can see, all those people have to pee. Look at that. It takes you back out here. We're gonna go back down. Now this hallway is pretty bare. I don't think I'm gonna add anything to it though. I kind of want this hallway to look kind of sterile, because it's not really like a main attraction type hallway. It's more just a connector route. And I think I showed this in the last stream, but this is part of the old cat hole ride, the blue room. And then here's that control room I talked about that's built into the side of the mountain. Everyone's hard at work. And then there's some people, well, not everybody, some people are staring out the window, but and you come out here and back outside. Hold on a second. Oh man, I gotta go to the store. I don't know if I think they're closed by now. Alright, well, we'll keep going here. Alright, okay, so we're back here. Alright, go past this concession building. Oh, I didn't show Winterland. Winterland, oh, okay, we got a flat ride here. This is the Interloper 5000. Cool little flat ride. This is Winterland. This is a winter/Christmas themed indoor ride. The queue is pretty cool because it consists of a bridge. Come out here, and you go up a little bit and back over the trail. And yeah, it's a Santa sleigh ride basically. And you go inside the building, and everything in here is very wintry. So you come around here, come around this curve. Vroom, vroom, vroom. So you got some cool, and when the game is running, there's little special effects here that blow snow into the air. So you come around, come from the back room, and then you go up to the second level, up here. And this is just one big room. And you just kind of loop around. See some cool sights. Ooh, ah. Very festive. I feel like I need to add more detail, more stuff in here. But there's only so much winter/Christmas themed things in the game, you know? A lot of Christmas trees. And then come around one last loop, and then back down. Back around, one last turn, and then back to start. Pretty simple ride, but very popular. Always packed. People like that ride. Okay. Oh, and, of course, it's a very big park, and it has its own fire company. Super Fun Town Fire Department. I made a little firehouse. Complete with fire trucks, as well as another Ecto 1. That's basically like an ambulance. So I put that in there. But yeah, the Super Fun Town Fire Department. Got the siren. This is where the siren is. The little bell tower. And it's even got a helicopter landing pad. With a chopper. Safety first, right? Alright, so we'll recognize this area. That goes back to the Magic Caverns again. But we're going to go this way. Okay, so we are going to go... It's over to Spookyville, right? I don't know if I showed that last time. I think I did, but I had to go through it real quick. Alright. Yeah, okay. So this is Spookyville. This is the haunted, scary part of the Halloween themed part of the park. You enter here, the first thing you see, if you enter from this side, the first thing you see is this cool little picnic area with a nice view of this haunted house here. A little scary island out in the middle of the lake. That house is mostly for show, but there's a concession stand there. There's more concession stands here in this crypt-like building. Now over here we got some ruins with mummies, opening coffins, very scary. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good idea, Nicole. You're right. There is snowmen in the game. I have a snowman at the top of the mountain up there. Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't think I had any snowmen in it. I don't think. That's a good idea. I'll do that. This is the murder machine. This is a flat ride that I still don't really know how it works. Oh, look, there's actually people waiting here. It's not a terribly popular ride, but I think it's one of those. I think it's like a drop ride or something. Anyway, that's the only flat ride I believe in Spooky Town, or Spookyville. Alright, now this, and you got another little like crypt here with a little cemetery in front. Lots of fog. Very scary. There's nothing actually in here but candles. And a cool gate. Now this huge building here is the Haunted Mansion. Now one thing, I forgot last time I didn't show this. Obviously, the Haunted Mansion is a hotel, and all these rooms can be booked. They're not real rooms, but, you know, fictionally. But one of those rooms up here is a real special suite. I did build this custom little deck up here. So if you have, like, this penthouse suite up here, you can come out here. You got some tables. You got a great view. You can see Slick City down there. Basically see the entire park, pretty much. So that's cool. Alright, let's go in. Alright, this is the haunted... yeah. There's nothing actually in here other than stuff down here. But within the Haunted Mansion, which is a massive building, as you can tell. I remember when I first made it, I'm like, should I go bigger? Should I go bigger? Alright, I'm gonna go bigger. It just got bigger and bigger, and now it's huge. But once you're in here, first you have Spooky Station, which is one of the 5 monorail stations. So guests can pick up the monorail in here. Then you have one of the most popular rides in the park, which is basically the haunted house ride. I call it Ghost Train a Runnin'. Always packed. Always a long line. Come up here. I think I went through it last time, but if you didn't see it last time, I'll show you again. So you get on the ride here, and the first part is indoors. So I come around here, this big scary spider, ghosts, skeletons, ooh, scary. Come around, scary scarecrow. Back around, scary picture. Ooh, there's a good vicious ghost. Scary fireplace with self-rocking chairs. You got spiders and rats. Shadow men that move with red eyes. You got Zool over here. Or maybe that's Vince Clortho. Let me see. That is Zool, yes. There is no Dana, only Zool. Got a scary haunted bookshelf. And then more, this is Vince Clortho here. Yes, Vince. And we got a mummy's casket thing plus some zombies. And then, once you go past these spider webs, you go to the outdoor section. Now, in the daytime, this is probably not as cool looking, but at night, it's pretty cool. I mean, these guests look very happy. They look like they're having a good time. First you come through here, and you got all these, like, you know, ruined walls and stuff. Come around. It's just a bunch of, like, you know, Halloween-themed special effects. And it just loops around. There's a Gozer right there. I don't have the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. You can build a big Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I just haven't found a spot for it yet. Come around, more zombies and mummies. Scary clock. And what's cool, the walls help kind of insulate it, block out a lot of the the light from the outside. Scary gargoyles. There's another Zool. Scary spider. Ooh, spiders freak me out. Another scary clock. And then this is the last part here. And then for the very last part, you go up. You get a little scary incline. And you come up. And you go around. You get a nice little view here. Come around. And then one big last scary drop. So this ride does have a little bit of excitement to it. It's not just all about scenery. And then you re-enter the mansion. And you're back to start. And that's the haunted house ride, basically. And the last thing in here, there is a hotel, the Spookyville Inn. There's only one person staying there right now. But it is one of the more popular, usually one of the more popular hotels. And then come out the other side, and it's basically a continuation of the other part of the park. Let me go down here real quick. No, I'll go here first. So here's a little offshoot part. First we have another subway station for Spookyville. So you come down here. Around. And here's the Spookyville subway station with all kinds of little spooky, stuff in it. And this person should have the proper uniform on. I gotta go through all these. A lot of these guys don't have the proper uniform on. Why isn't this clicking? Okay. let's go back up. Alright, then over here we have one of the other big ride in Spookyville, which is, well, the sign was back there. Well, first, before we get the Scream Machine, there's this other haunted house building over here, which has a sushi restaurant in it. This is one of the more high-end places. This place gets some business, right? Yeah, it's gotten a few people. Considering how long it's been around, it's not terribly popular. It's probably expensive. But there's a sushi place there. Get some sushi rolls. Looks good. And then there's the Eastern Shortcut, which I'll show you in a little while. But we'll get to... First, we're going to go with the Scream Machine, which is in this building here. So you come up. This ride is also very popular. This is another roller coaster that I've redone since I originally made it. And I made vast improvements to this one. This one was not good at first. And I was not happy with it. So finally one night I just sat down and I was like, okay. I deleted the original, or most of the original one, except for the station here. And rebuilt it from scratch and added, of course, all of the haunted house scenery you're about to see. And this guy's not wearing the right uniform either. Okay. No, I'm not. I meant to click on the... There we go. Gotta make sure everybody's wearing the proper uniform. Okay. Alright. So you come out here very slowly on the rollers. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Around. And then you get, this is the launch building. This is one of those launch coasters. It does not have like a, a chain link that takes you up. It doesn't use gravity, that's what I'm trying to say. So you come here and you go, and you go very fast. Much faster than we're going right now. And then you go up. Up this incline, kind of twist around a little bit. And then back down and into this massive building here, which has the scenery part. So you come in here, and there's all kinds of stuff in here. Basically, every element, every scary, spooky element is in here. And you just go up and then down. Everything's kind of, gunning for you. Everything's trying to get you. You come back up, and then out. And once you're out, there's like a loop or a spiral here. And then you come around, very close to the little village over here. And up and around. Oh, hold on, I froze for a second. Alright, come on. This is slow, I know. This is really the only way I can show you. And then down. Some scary scarecrows down there with the red light. And then you come around. So basically you come around back over here. Back down here. Kind of thread the needle through here. All this time, you're going pretty fast through this section. And this part's inverted, so... Well, not inverted, but curved. Tapered, I mean. That's the word we're going. Tapered. And then you go through the haunted house one more time. Basically, same kind of thing. You're going up and down, up and down. Everything's trying to get you. Down, boom, and go through this little loop. Anyway, this is, and then it just curves around and back to the station. So that's pretty much, that's the screen machine. So if we come back out here, that's definitely one of my favorite coasters since I redid it. I think it came out really good. Okay, so let me zoom out real quick. So you got Spookyville here, right? Then you got this kind of little section of trees, which kind of acts as a barrier. And in this section, I call it Other Land. I didn't really know what else to call it. It's a collection of a few. There's actually several roller coasters over here, as well as some other, as well as the go-kart track, the other go-kart track. The way to get there is there's a path that goes under. This is called the Crushinator, and it's the big wooden roller coaster in the park. I do admit I have to redo that one because it's not. I've ever since I built it, I haven't been happy with it. It's just, it goes too slow in sections, so I have to rebuild it, or at least parts of it. But I'll do that one day. But anyway, you can get there this way. But if you're way over here, I mean, you're so close, but there's no direct path, right? You'd have to go all the way around, all the way, and then over. But instead, I built a shortcut through the woods here. You can't see it from above. This is the eastern shortcut because it's on the eastern side of the park. And it basically just comes through here. It's just a dirt path. See, it's used very heavily because it's such a crucial link. Through these dark woods. There's a little penguin there. And then eventually, as you get through the woods, you get to the other side, and you get to this little cabin village. I haven't named it, but there's 10 cabins. No, there's actually 11 cabins, because I made an 11th recently. And these cabins can be rented by guests, but they also house employees as well. And yeah, there's 10 of them. Or 11 of them, excuse me. That's, anyway. So that's a little, like a little neighborhood, kind of. I don't know. I didn't really know what to do with this space, so I just did that. And all the cabin, I mean, what I did is I just made one cabin, standard kind of template, and I just copied and pasted it. So these are all identical. That definitely saves some time. And you come down here, and yeah, there's actually 11 because there's a cabin 0. So that's the last cabin. And then you can come up here. I do have to I have to redo this path here because look how steep it gets. It gets very tilted. Very tilted. Doesn't look good. I'm gonna probably have to elevate it so it's flat. But I don't want to do that right now. Anyway, you come up here. And if you go through this section, there's actually 2 roller coasters up here. Well, first of all, there's the Otherland Diner, which is a restaurant. And it looks like a diner, right? Over here is the Blunt Smoker 420. Don't ask me why I named it that. I'd have no idea. It has nothing to do with the subject matter, but... And it's a rather short roller coaster. It's another wooden roller coaster. And it's relatively short. It's okay. Oh, the Cozy Cabin Village. That's a good one, Nicole. The Cozy Cabin Village. I like that. And then this coaster. I like this one. This is Cobra Kai. It looks like a small roller coaster because it's very compact, but it's actually quite long. It fits a lot into it. Although it probably needs a little bit of tweaking, because it does get a little slow in some parts. So it does need to be tweaked a little bit, but it's definitely one of my more favorite ones. So that's Cobra Kai. And then there's the ski resort, Ski Funtown, which I will show you. Well, alright, we'll save that for another time. But that's like the lower cabin station. Now, I skipped that because, yeah, I'll name it that. That's a good one, Cozy Cabin Village. It's got some alliteration to it. So if we come back down here, you notice all the paths here are elevated above the ground. Come up here. This is the other go-kart track in the park. The much bigger, more extreme one. Need for Speed. Which is an appropriate name for a go-kart track. So here we're gonna take a look at this one. So when it says go, you go. Now I put all of these road signs, all these street signs in. You know, every one I had to put in manually. All these, like, here's a curve up here. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it because it looks really good. You come around, you go under the Crushinator, this massive wooden coaster. Another turn here. Now you're getting basically down to ground level here. Very low ceiling. There's a rockfall warning because we're right next to the mountainside, the boulder hill. Then we enter another tunnel, and let me tell you, putting these lights in, because I wanted to, you know, it's supposed to be like a road, you know, where you have the yellow line in the middle and the white line on the outside. But putting these lights in was a you-know-what. My God. Because each one had to be put in individually because they're all different heights. So, because this road is going up as we go through here. It took a very long time. It got very tedious. So you keep going up around some turns. Eventually you get back out to their side, and if you'll recall when we were looking at Cave Runner, I mentioned how we were in the very, very back of the park, and we were once again back there behind the mountain. So come up around some turns. And then this is the highest point of the, other than the beginning, this is the highest point of the track. Let me just show you real quick. There's a cabin over here that's built into the mountain. I don't know how you access it. This is like a more modern looking cabin. It's got a nice deck and it's got a lot of windows, and I guess technically this is another room back here, although I haven't done anything with it yet. It's like a bedroom. But yeah, that's another cabin there. So, where were we? We're over here. Okay. Oh, wait, I'm using the mouse. The mouse moves so much faster than the controller. Alright. So we go around here. This is like, yeah, it's a very sharp turn, hairpin turn, as the sign says. Come around and maybe do a little drift. We got the sharp turn signs. Don't go over the edge. They're pretty high up. It wouldn't end well for you. Go under the roller coaster, and then there are what do they call these? Ramparts? What do they call these? These little obstacles. So you come through here, curve around those. And then come back around one last time under the track itself, so you kind of complete a little loop there. And then back into the mountain. And once again, these lights were a pain in the you-know-what. And there's a lot of them. So you come back. Now we're kind of going back down, declining. Then, oh wow, I forgot how long this is. This is a long... I tell you, man, there's a lot of lights I had to put in. It was not fun. Alright, and then finally you come out. This is a very long go-kart track. I mean, very long, and you get to go around it twice, so... I imagine you must have to wait for a while in the queue, which is annoying. More of these, I think that's what they're called, ramparts. Anyway, they're popular in, like, rally sport. Or you could just go straight through. You don't necessarily have to go around. Then you go back through the Crushinator structure. This, watch out for this, that beam right there. It can take your head off. In between, see, if you come down, there's actually something under here. It says Rainbow Road. I'll show you that another time. But we're up here right now. More ramparts. Watch out for that piece. That's really not supposed to be there, so we're just going to ignore it. Pretend it's not there. Sometimes I can't get rid of that stuff. And then back around. And then one last turn. One last time through the roller coaster structure. And then around this kind of broad turn. A little straightaway. And finally, I know it's kind of slow, but eventually we get back to the beginning. Now that's a heck of a go-kart track. I would really enjoy that in real life. That would be fun. And then this is the exit. You go down these long stairs, back under the Crushinator. That person's getting a coffee. This is Rainbow Road, named after, of course, the famous Mario Kart level. I guess I can show you this real quick. So, basically, this is just the entire purpose of this path is to take you to the top of this ski area. It's in order to connect the two directly by a path instead of through an intermediate ride. And there is a subway station in here. If you come down, Rainbow Road subway station, or highway, whatever you want to call it. So that's cool. So then you come over here, and so everything in here is very colorful, as you would imagine. There's a little concession area. Get some water, some burgers, some balloons, and some soda. More rainbow stuff. Back one last time back under the Crushinator, and then into the mountain again. Now, you remember the Magic Caverns, right? There's a third entrance into that area, and that's here on the eastern side. Or eastern side. Bathroom. And you'll remember from earlier this thing in the maze. So this is, there's three entry points. There's over here, the main entry. There's Polaris Path on the other side, and then there's Rainbow Road over here. I should put a sign up or something. Anyway, All it really is a giant staircase with these rainbow lanterns the whole way. Once we get to it. So come up here. Now this is a heck of a climb. I wouldn't want to have to do this. Going up. Ooh, so colorful. Hold on a second. Let me check some. Alright, and then there's this one little flat spot here in the middle where there's some benches so you can rest your burning legs. Yes, these are benches. I know they're wacky looking, but they are. And there's a trash can too. And then there's an even longer stretch of stairs. Going up quite a bit. Oh, I gotta turn that down. And when you finally reach the top, you're in this kind of cave slash building here. You come around. This is called the Rock Cave. There's rocks in here. And then back to the outside. See, there's a sign that says Rock Cave. And then one last little stretch of stairs here, and then you're at the top. And there is another entrance here. This is the north entrance. It's also elevated. So that's the third and final entrance to the park, where guests can enter. And the reason why I put this direct path down to the rest of the park was because guests were getting stuck up here. They couldn't get in or out. And the only way to solve that was to put a direct path. So up here, this is the top of the ski slope, very snowy up here. There's an ice cream place, as well as two ice cream places. Well, that's a milkshake place. And then this is the top of the ski slope. And I'll show you that in a second. But up here as well, so you got those concessions, you got the top of Rainbow Road, and if you come over here, I mentioned this before, if you come down this way, you got another roller coaster. This is K2. This was the newest roller coaster in the park until I built Night Ranger. K2 is another launch coaster. You come into this little cabin here. I guess this one's not terribly popular. I don't really see anyone in it. Wait. Oh, well, we got a few people. We got like, oh yeah, no, there's some people in there. Okay. There's like 12 people on it. Cool. Alright, so you sit here and then you get launched. Very fast. And out here we're at the very edge of the back of the park here. Literally, in fact, some of these supports, like, you see this white line? This white line is the border of the park. You can see that there's some supports that actually go outside of the border. That's how, like, on the edge we are. You come up, do a little inverted flip around, and this one, K2 being a mountain coaster, of course has some underground sections. And you'll notice a kind of similar theme to Cave Runner. Except here there's only 3 colors. There's white, blue, and green. And up, and yeah. Oh yeah, when you come out, you come out this little within this little exposed area. where there's this little tower I built on top. I don't know, I just built that randomly. It doesn't really mean anything. It's like a monument, I guess. Anyway, it comes around. There's a second underground section. I won't bore you with the rest. But that's a pretty cool... I like that coaster. I don't think that one needs to be redone. I think that one came out pretty good. There's the Blunt Smoker roller coaster there. That also has an underground section. And then this is, of course, the ski slope. So, obviously, this is not a skiing game. The guests... There's no mechanic to get the guests to actually, like, ski down the hill. It's all just for scenery. But, there's not even, like, a animatronic person skiing that I can put in to make it look that way. But anyway, I tried to make it as real as possible. I even put a little terrain park in here. There's little signs. You can see the signs here. You can't really see it at night, but the signs that are either in black for difficult, blue for medium, and green for easy. You can kind of see it there. This is the terrain park. Go over the jump. Woo! There's some moguls here. There's another jump. And then there's a grinding pole. And that's basically it. Those are the only things there. Of course, each... This was a heck of a job. Each one of these little things is an individual piece I had to put down for snow. Yes, I know that you can at the start, when you first start the park for the first time, you can choose to have a snow setting, but that means the entire park is going to be snowy, not just one section. And I didn't want my park to be like a snowy park, just this one part. So I had to put all the snow down individually, which, as you can imagine, is a bit of a chore. Not only that, but I try to make it look as smooth as possible, because I admit it does look a little weird. But overall, I'm happy with the result. And then you come down here, little fireplace, and this is the bottom station. You'll remember where we were earlier. And come out here, and we're back here. Cool guy. So that is, I think that about covers it. Between the last stream where I showed more stuff more to the front of the park, I guess I could show Sci-Fi Planet again, which is the futuristic Tomorrowland kind of area. I put a ton of work into that. But I showed you Wild West World last time, and I showed you Adventureland last time, as well as the front of the park, which is like the fairy tale section. Here, we'll go over here. I don't know if I showed this exact spot. This is the east station for the monorail. When you come back here, you have this big flat ride, which I call Hammer Time. It's a big swing, basically what it is. Seems kind of nauseating. And then here's one of three entrances to Sci-Fi Planet. This is like the front kind of main entrance. So we enter the train. The path starts to look different, and we go past this big spaceship thing, and we enter the fictional, futuristic, cyberpunk-style city, which is called Slick City. I don't know why I called it that. I forget. I think there was a reason why I called it that, but I forget. And I built these 4 buildings here. They're kind of, I don't know. They're a little boxy shaped, even though they're not literal boxes. But I tried to put as much detail on them as possible. And they're very tall. They're all empty, of course. There's nothing actually in them. I built those bridges. Those came out pretty good, I think. And all right, and then here is like the main. This area is always, this spot is always incredibly crowded because it's got a narrow path, but it's a very popular area. And then if we come over here, so all right, if we enter from this side, this is I like entering from this side the most though, because I feel like it has the most dramatic effect. If you come this way, you go through like this little portal entrance, and then bam, suddenly you're in, bam, you're right in the downtown area. So you walk through here. You can walk back here. This is another subway station that's down there for this area of the park. There's a drink stand over here, and there's like a little food court here with a bunch of picnic tables. The bathroom back here. And so that's that little section. It's a little kind of like a little side section to it. And if we continue on, all these the buildings do have concessions in them at the base level. Here and here. This is Nuclear Meltdown. This is definitely the most elaborate ride in the entire park. Unfortunately, I cannot lay claim to have built it. It is the only roller coaster in the park that I downloaded from the workshop. I wish I could take credit for this thing because it's amazing. I cannot show you it because it will not work right now with how big this park is, but maybe another time I can. I did place this ride in an empty park, so it works well in there. Maybe one day I'll show you what that looks like. Anyway, it's that's definitely the most elaborate ride in the entire park. It's also probably the most popular because of how good it is. And I wish I could claim that I made it, but I didn't. Anyway, and then we come over here. We've got some more shops. There's one flat ride in this part of the park, which is a kind of like a swinging ship ride, except it's a rocket ship called Mission Failure. It just goes up and down. And then we got here, which is my favorite part. I did build this. This is the Slick City Express, which is a coaster. I definitely showed this in the last stream, but I'll show it again. This ride is very popular. Well, as you can see how long the queue is. And then you go into the futuristic station here. Very cool. Alright, then we come. This is another launch coaster. I really like launch coasters because launch coasters are great for like themed areas and when you want to fit a coaster into maybe a tighter spot. They get launched straight out here. And this basically just goes around the entire city, around all the buildings. This coaster works really well. You don't go super fast on it, but you know, with all the turns and stuff, it's not really meant to go that fast. It's meant to be kind of scenic, so you can kind of look around. Go between the bridges. Right, and it just basically just loops around all the buildings and eventually loops back around to the station. And I definitely enjoy that ride, yes. And then another thing, I wish I could claim that I built this tower, but I didn't. This is another thing I downloaded. I didn't download a ton of stuff for this park, but a few things. And this tower is one of them. But it's a cool looking tower. It looks really good. And the path basically goes in a giant circle around it, so you can go whichever way. This is Planet Food. This is the restaurant within this part of the park. There's another concession building over there, as well as a first aid station. And then This is the third entrance / exit out to the promenade. And this is the promenade on the lake. This is one of the coolest things. I did this somewhat recently, and I think it came out really good. It looks so much better than just having like a... Oh, except I gotta fix that. That shouldn't be sticking out there. It looks like... I could have made it look like this, which this is kind of what it used to look like, which was just the edge, you know, of the land with some rocks around the side. Basically, it used to look like this. Because this part of the lake is not built with a promenade. But once you get past the docks here, I built this little dock that comes out. This part allows guests to walk right up to the edge of the water. You can take a hot air balloon ride right here. Oh, wait a minute. I got a phone call. I'll be right back. Give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back. I gotta take this phone call. And when I come back, we'll finish up. I'll show you a few last things before I end the stream. So don't go anywhere. Alright, I'm back, folks. Sorry about that. I don't know if anyone's still here, but I'm just kind of going around. I'm probably going to end the stream soon because my wife's going to be home soon. She's been working late lately, so we're going to have dinner when she gets home. I am pretty hungry. Let's see. I definitely showed this part of the park. If you want to see the most recent thing I've done in this park, you know, of anything, it's down here. It's actually down in this area where this is the oldest part of the park, which is the front, which I haven't done much improvement to since for a very long time. But if you remember in the last stream, if you saw that, probably not, but if you did, I mentioned how this moat in front of the Castle Bravo Hotel was not up to my standards. It had no scenery, it was just a ditch with some water in it. So before I started the stream earlier, for about an hour or so, I did some work on it. I added all these rocks and all this vegetation. I think it looks a lot better. I didn't get back here, but you can't really see back there. I think it looks a lot better now, though. You come over here, and there's more over here with a lot of vines and stuff. And then, yeah, I still do have to do more work on it up down here. I didn't finish, but the front, the most important part, I got. And the coolest thing about this is that at night, it's all lit up. It used to be all dark here and stuff. Now it's all lit up. It looks really cool. I think it came out really good. I'm quite happy with it. So guests, when they walk over the bridge, they can look. You can imagine there's like fish and stuff in there, and it just looks kind of ethereal and whatnot. And that's literally the latest thing I did on this part. I did it earlier today, or before I started the stream. It took me about an hour or so. There is a lot of detail work. The thing I have to do, the thing that's going to take a lot of work is there's a lot of, you know, when you want coastlines or lakesides, you know, land where land meets water. In the park, I usually put rocks around the edges to make it look a little bit more detailed, but it's still not detailed enough. You got to add vegetation too. So I got to go all through the park, through all the ponds and lakes, and add vegetation to the rocks on the shoreline. That's going to take a lot of work. In addition to the subway I have to work on, it's just a lot of work. I'm going to go back to daytime. But, you know, I do it for fun, so it's not really work. It's more fun time. Hold on a second. Anyway, there we go. And of course, this is the front of the park. This is the oldest part of the park, the original. When the park was first built, it was really just this section. And I really haven't done much to it since then. Every now and then I'll come up here and add some more detail, more flowers and stuff. But, oh, that ride, what ride is this? This ride is very popular. Look at that. What is this one? Suicide Bomber. Some of these rides have some inappropriate names. I need to change them before I display this park to the public. You know, I have a I can sometimes have a raunchy sense of humor, so this ride's pretty cool. This is Delta Force. This is the Zipper. And yeah, this front part of the park needs to, this part of the park, this entrance, well, not really the entrance per se, because I built this ticket booth here. And you got the little archway. The entrance is somewhat underwhelming, I understand. But this area, this information booth is the only information booth in the entire park. It's never had a single sale, because the only thing information booths are used for is for the Express Pass, which is when you build queues in the path. Hold on. You can I don't know where it is, but well, somewhere in here there's a Express Path, which is like you know, like Fast Pass. If you buy an extra, like for an extra cost, you can wait in shorter lines. I never ended up using those. I know that in other people's parks I've seen that are much more detailed and realistic, they have very long queue lines, because theme parks typically have very long lines. And most of my rides have relatively short queue lines. And most of them do not have, you know, really anything to them. You know, queue lines in a lot of parks I've seen other people make are, you know, complex and go through a lot of scenery, and they're very long. I never really did that with mine. I would just build the ride and then build a queue line very simply. I would like to at some point, this is not priority, but there are a few queue lines I would like to redo and make a little bit more realistic. Anyway, this part of the park, this like little section here, needs to be redone. This is, look, as you can see, 150, almost 160,000 people have used this bathroom. Even 28,000 people have used this first aid stand. And then this has had 63,000 people, this Chief Beef. These, this is like some of the oldest buildings in the entire park. This is like some of the first stuff I built, in addition to these rides. So I'm hesitant to delete them. But I do want to redo, because this thing does not match the theme of this area. I would like to redo this, but I have no idea what to put there. I really don't. So anyway, that's basically it. I'm sure there's stuff I'm missing because there's so much. Let's zoom out all the way. I mean, as you can see, it's a pretty big park. I've showed, this is the food plaza here. I've showed that in the last stream. You know, obviously Dragon Slayer is the marquee coaster of this park. It's the biggest coaster. It's the most famous coaster in the park. And it's, you know, if there's any advertising for this park, this is going to be on the cover. Because, you know. Yeah, exactly. Disney, eat your heart out. I've got, oh, and it's funny enough, there's only one piece of land that's still not built on in this entire park. It's right here. This little elevated spot. As you can see, this little elevator, it kind of juts back into the park. Here's the line. This is the line for the border. I have never built anything on here. This is totally barren, open space. I mean, there's a hamburger here, but what I use this area for is to build things on. It's really the only part of the park that's like open, where I can build something and have some space and I can easily see what's going on. So like if I want to build a building or something, I'll build it here and then I'll transport it where I want. Eventually I do want to put something here. I don't know what though, I just have no idea what to put there. It can't be a castle because there's literally a castle right next to it, right here. Perhaps I should have put this up here originally, but it's too big to fit up here. But I ended up building it down here. So I really don't know what to put here. But this is like the one part of the park where I could still, at least, well, the thing is, once you run out of space above ground, everything I've been building recently, or almost everything I've been building recently, is underground. Like all those subway stations I showed you. Excuse me. So yeah, that's like the one area of the park that's still open, but I just don't know what to put there. I'm gonna grab another drink real quick. My throat is parched. I'll show you a couple more things before I end the stream, but I'll be right back in 30 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Alright. What's left? I showed you, this was another hotel. I've showed the, oh, I didn't get a chance to show the gardens back here that I made in the daytime, where you can really see it. This is the Hotel de Douche, a French hotel. This is Lover's Lane. These are cottages that people can rent, and this is the gardens in the back. I think it looks pretty nice. These hedges came out really good. Of course, everything's on a slope here, so it's kind of hard. I think it looks pretty nice. Came out pretty good. I don't think there is no mini golf game in this, or mini golf ride, or whatever you want to call it, in this game. I wish there was, because there is one in Roller Coaster Tycoon, which I also used to play before I started this game. And I think they should put one in where you can make your own custom mini golf holes, because that would be a good idea. Now I'm not sure if I could make one, you know, that guests wouldn't be able to use it because it wouldn't be a ride. But if I could figure out how to use scenery to make one, you probably could figure something out where I could use scenery and building pieces to just make one that, you know, for show, for looks, it wouldn't actually be used. Now maybe in Planet Coaster 2, maybe there is a mini golf mechanic in that one. I know in Planet Coaster 2 they have water parks, because there's no water parks in this in Planet Coaster 1 here, which is the one thing that's missing from this park, is there's no water park. Of course, now I have no idea where I would put one. There's absolutely no room to put one. But had there been one from the beginning, I probably would have. What I probably would have done is put it where the ski slope is. I would have never built that. But yeah, there's only like you got, you know, you can build different types of coasters. Obviously, these are all pre-built. Track rides, which are the things that, you know, like go-karts, the monorail, the log flume, all of the scenic, you know, like the rolling river, all the train rides and stuff. Then there's the flat rides, which there's quite a few of those. I've used them all in the park, and many of them I've used twice. And of course there's a bunch of shops. There's food, drink, there's vending machines, ATM machines, and of course bathrooms and first aid and staff buildings and information. And then of course the two these are the two two menus I use the most, which is scenery. As you can tell, I go kind of crazy with scenery. Now you've got, these are all like vines and stuff. This is your bushes. Obviously we have tons of different types of trees for all different types of climates. You've got a bunch of different rocks you can use, you know, including ice and snow. Topiary, which is what this is. You can see there's all different kinds. And then even planters and stuff, which I use. I like to use these. This is the most extensive part. There's tons of props. These are just all kinds of random things from all different themes. Like, there's just tons of stuff. And I don't even in this massive park, there's still things in this menu I have not used. And I'm still finding new things occasionally. There's special effects, which there's a lot of those. Those are like your fireworks. You can get fireworks that launch letters in the air and stuff. It's pretty cool. And all of, like, you know, confetti, colorable smoke, fire, dust explosion. This is a electric current, electric arc. Pretty cool. Then you could just, this one's just random shapes, which I use a lot too. And this you can use to make just about anything. And it can come up with all kinds of clever ways. And of course you can, you know, color these whatever color you want as well. Camera, this is for security. I have to put some more of these in. I kind of stopped putting these in after a while. These are really important when you're doing the challenge level, because if you have a lot of theft and hooligans in the park, you won't get, the guests will leave and you won't make enough money to do anything. But when you're in sandbox mode and you have unlimited funds, it's not as important. Although I still try to keep that kind of stuff to a low. And then there's path extras. This is where you have your benches, your garbage cans, picnic tables, stuff like that. And then, of course, this is an even more extensive menu, because this is where you build all the buildings. Walls, roofs, windows, decorations, signs. I mean, look at all these different types of walls. Like, every theme you can imagine. Like this kind of theme, this kind. A lot of wooden stuff. Just the most popular type of wall I use is the panel. This is just straight panel. You can make it any color. It's pretty, you know, ubiquitous. You can pretty much use it for anything. And yeah, so that's my park. Super fun town. I figured I'd show it off to everybody. You know, I got a few people in here, but thanks for being here, Nicole. I'm going to get going because I have to get something prepped before the missus gets home. But thank you for tuning in, everybody. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's I started playing this game, I think in 2021, and now I haven't played it continuously. There's been long stretches where I didn't play it, but I put a lot of hours into this park. As you can tell, I probably didn't even show you guys everything. There's still more out there. And I have plans to do more. Most of it underground, because I've kind of run out of space up top. If I want to add anything new up top, I probably have to delete something. Which I've done a little bit. You know, like I said, I've redone a few coasters. There's definitely some roller coasters I need to redo. You know, renovate, I guess you could say. I want to do that. Yeah, there's still a lot of work to do on this one. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Nicole, thank you for being here. And anyone else that was here, appreciate it. Make sure to hit that like button before you go. Subscribe if you have not. Memberships are still available. I've been stuck at 3 members for a long time, but that's okay. I know I don't put out a ton of content, but the I-30, by the way, the I-30 video will be done this week. It's not a very long video. I-30 is not a very long highway, even though it's a 0 series highway. In fact, I'm going to work on that if I'm not too tired later after everyone goes to bed. I'm going to work on that video a little more, and then I'd like to start the voiceover on Tuesday and have it released, or maybe even Monday, Monday night, and have it released either Tuesday or Wednesday. So keep a lookout for that. That would be next up, and after that is I-29. We're getting down there. There's only about 11 or 12 highways left in the main series, so we're getting down there. And once the main series is over, I'm not 100% sure there's still some more primary highways to do, like there's I-96, I-99, and then there's a bunch of short primary highways I skipped because they're just very short. And then of course there's some very long highway spurs, and then of course there's a lot of interesting US routes. There's a ton of ideas I have. I just have to figure out what I'm going to do first once the main series is over, which I hope to finish sometime early next year. That's the goal. It's taken 3 years, but I think I can finish it. So anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in. Keep a lookout for that. Like and subscribe. Thanks for being here, and most importantly, have a good night. And most importantly, make sure you enjoy the ride. And I'll see you next time, whenever I stream again, which might be this week. So keep a lookout for that. And yeah, have a good night, everyone. Peace.